Hey guys, Zero here, and it's been a little bit since I recorded last time, and I just been preparing myself for something that I wish I did before. And what I'm talking about is like as you know, I'm not in college right now. I am actually working to save up to go back for college, or I'm waiting on a certain thing to go back to college. And it's something that I should have done before in the past. Now, in the past, when I was in school, elementary, middle school, and high school, I would just only study when it came to tests. When we had a test coming up, I never studied actually after a lesson. Like you just go into you say your math class and you learn a new section of the day. I would learn a new section, then I would go home and do nothing. I wouldn't study. I would not review that new lesson we learned in class the same day. I would just go home and actually just watch a lot of YouTube videos or watch anime, play video games. Um, the reason why I didn't actually study because I didn't think I needed it. And I'm not bragging right here. I was pretty much on honor roll since the third grade, going to 12th grade. So that's about 9 years being on an honor roll, and I didn't really study hard. I only studied during tests. Now I didn't study. If I actually studied on my own and studied during exams or before exams, I probably wouldn't be struggling as I would. And when we struggle, I mean as tired to remember all this information in my head. It wasn't hard for me because I memorized things pretty well. But I mean, just studying on my own, like as a student, you should go ahead. Like, I believe you should go ahead of everybody. Like, don't listen to your teachers when they say, "Oh, you should be on this chapter or be on this certain chapter." But the thing is, like, if you already know the information, you should continue on. You should continue on learning new things. Like, once you know a certain skill, let's say you know how to, let's say you know how to do derivatives. That's a skill in calculus. And your teacher said like we're gonna learn derivatives for an entire week. But if you know every rule about derivatives, learning things in class that you already studied for is not gonna help you get better at derivatives if you already know how to do them. You order to get better at something, you gotta advance to the harder stuff. So after derivatives is like anti-derivatives, but it's not really hard. But you get my point. You get my point. You go to something new because eventually you'll get bored. That's what happened to me. I always got bored because during school we stay on a certain chapter for a week or maybe 2 weeks, which is kind of ridiculous. And it gets to the point where I get infuriated because we keep on learning the same thing every single day of the week. And I just didn't bother studying. It was like, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point of doing it? If I'm going to learn the same thing for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week. I realized that I probably should have gone with that approach. Not entirely, but just to a point where I did say that teachers, in my experience, would do an entire chapter for a week or maybe 2 weeks, and I see a point of studying. Now I see the reason why I need to study so the exams would be hard. Because at that point, after the 2 weeks, I wouldn't go back to that same subject. I'm saying that right now I'm actually doing a self education route. I'm gonna show you what I'm saying. I have all these books right here. Well, this is about grammar. These are like math things. There's like some algebra. some geometry, and I have more. Sorry. I have more. This binder was full of history notes. That's a science book right there. It's really hard to actually do this in one hand. Hold on. Okay. What I'm saying is, like, if I studied everything ahead, then I'll be having the class. And if I study ahead, class wouldn't be something new. Class sessions would be like practice. It would be your practice sessions. Because you already know the information. If you go ahead in your class, and let's say you're on chapter 12, but your class is on chapter 10, then that session in class is going to be practice to you. Because you're not going to remember chapter 10 when you're on chapter 12. So, as I'm saying, like, doing the work, doing hard work, like going ahead or just doing more than most people, will help you grow as an individual. As you work harder, things that seem to be hard to most people is going to be easy towards you. You're going to learn things faster because you're going ahead than most people. And I realized that all the textbooks that I actually collected or kept through school are a little more helpful than my actual teachers, which I kind of found a little sad, but also exciting because I couldn't learn a lot of things on my own and just not be in class. Or I wouldn't have to, let's say, be struggling on an exams or test because teachers don't teach you everything. They actually just summarize a lot of things in the textbook, and you're gonna have to do the work on your own anyways. I realized that in college that this was like every single time I was in a new grade. I didn't realize that we had to do, as students, do all the work on our own in the beginning. Like the elementary, middle school, and high school, I thought a teacher would teach us everything, but that's not the case. When I got to college, I had a realization that the teachers are just there just to get a summary of the chapter. They're not there to actually teach you every single thing. If they did, then there would be no point in actually getting a textbook or getting any course material for that certain class. So right now I am doing a self-educated route until I get back to college. I'm still going to be doing that, the self-education, because it is my responsibility. My education is my responsibility. It is nobody's. And you have the choice either to go to college or not go to college. And I wouldn't judge someone choosing either or because it's their choice. I'm going to say, like, this education does not need to be expensive. Education can be free. There's something called a library. The internet. I mean, the internet is harder to find information because there's a lot of fake news and a lot of false information, and you're gonna have to filter out a lot of false things. That's why a library, I think, in my opinion, is better because everything is edited out, heavily edited out. The only time that I say a book wouldn't be useful is when there's other revisions of that certain book, like textbook. Then I'll say maybe use the internet to look at new information, then use books as a reference point to see that information is accurate. What I'm saying is, like, your education doesn't have to be expensive. You can learn from other people on the internet, you can learn online, you can learn from books, or you can, like, find textbooks that your teachers are providing you to buy online for free. I know it sounds wrong, I know it sounds weird. It's like, why would you want to get a free edition of a textbook? It seems illegal, but it's actually not. A lot of information on the internet is free, and people should know that you can learn a lot of things on the internet, and you can learn on your own by downloading digital books. A lot of books are not being digital, and the digital phase, they're free. They should be free, as is knowledge. Now, I wish I had more to actually explain, but I gotta go because this video is too short. 0 out.